We plan to get the full of the second half, unlike the first. So big moment now as both sides move into position. Amazingly, no subs on, which means that Barry Travers, Gareth Blake, Martin Goller and others, Brian Dorian, have survived the half-time team talk. That's surprising, Mick.
Yeah, well, I suppose when you're an elder statesman, you're listened to in the dressing rooms, and I suppose that has happened here now.
Friendly with the manager too,
well,
of course, been helped.
That does help.
Yeah. Stephen Ward, of course, planning officer in Sligo. Not open to any sort of outside influence or the like in terms of team selection. There's Barry Travers back marking Porrick Doherty. Porrick Doherty, Carndonagh, his best player. 2 points to his credit. Loughlin out in the wing. Granahan with no referee. Mickey Mulhern. Mick, is there a lunch being put up for him or something?
Full soup and sandwiches and at half time now.
Oh my God. It's a great gig that he has. So if Mickey Mulhern comes back, we'll probably have a second half soon. If he doesn't,
1-5 to 4 up at half time.
It's Mick on the phone. Just those of you tuning in late.
One of their best man in midfield.
Slightly bad etiquette. I see Porrick Doherty's going back out to centre field now. Which means that Shane Kelly is moving in to centre half back.
You back
Travers.
All right, okay. So I'll give you
no sign of our referee. And Carndonagh also missing a midfielder.
All right.
So it's all happening. The Aodh support enjoying the contest so far. And Mick, the consensus at half time, are the boys in green and white from Ballyshannon making hard work of it?
Well, they are making work, but I mean, again, it's kind of overdoing it early on in the first half. I suppose they started releasing the ball in a little bit to that full forward line, and Perry's goal was a great goal, and it was an individual effort, and he probably has learned from some good area players down through the years and where the onion bag was, and it wasn't from his older brother he learnt it from, but he certainly took his goal and his opportunity well, and nothing to stop him doing it again, I would think, in the second half. And we've got to expect more out of Dermot McInerney as well in the second half, because he's been the leading scorer, Sean, in the league this year for Aodh, and hasn't really come to shine in the first half, so we're expecting a big second half from him.
A word, Mick, on the Aodh attire arriving here in Convoy earlier today. Of course, we weren't here, we were only leaving Ballyshannon, but they're in their grey polo shirts with the club crest and county final on them. McGee's or Mr. G's?
No, at great. The sponsors of the team this year, the Bridge End Bar, had no difficulty in assisting the team this year, because we recognised 3 champions at the beginning of the year, and that's why we went with them.
And in terms of, will there be an Ulster campaign that you'll have to bankroll later on, or does it end here?
Unless they're going for a night out in the 6 counties somewhere, that's about the only Ulster day out they'll have now. But we can joke, and hopefully we'll be joking later on tonight. But it's good to see any type of an area team in a county final, and these lads have a big 30 minutes coming up here now, and hopefully they'll return over the banks of the River Arun with the silverware this evening.
Well, the last piece of adult silverware was the third team capturing a Division 4 title back in 2008, so there have been lean years and quite a few of them at that, although our under-16s are county champions again.
Yes, indeed, and I suppose there's a lot to be expected of them, but quite a lot of them here watching this game today, and they'll be looking at their opportunity of maybe breaking into this team and indeed the first team next year. There's good things to look forward to there, Sean. We'll let you take it up as the second half's about to start.
Thanks, Mick. Mickey Mulhern's back. He's managed to pull himself away from his lunch and come back and ref the second half. Ball in. Goller on the offensive. Carndonagh now with fire in their bellies. There's Porrick Doherty and Goller going hard at it. Barry Travers falling down. I don't think he was touched. Carty on the ball to Goller. Towards Travers. Goes under the name Bernard. Blake's come out. Switches the play. Centre half back, Ronan Drummond, kicking chance. That looks good. That looks good. 26 seconds into the second half, and Aodh's centre half back driving forward and opening his account here in this intermediate reserve county final. 4 points for Carn now, 1-6 for Aodh, and just what Carndonagh didn't need happening there, Mick.
Yeah, but we've got to just not get carried away with the scoreboard at all and concentrate on what we were doing, and not give away any silly frees like we're just after doing there now, and especially not give away any goals. It's going to be important in this match not to concede any goals.
Gary Carty studying down in Limerick, conceding the free. Sent forward in the direction of Fergal Matthews. He's got away from Dorian. Still he's going. This is a good run. Oh, he's hit hard by Finnerty. And the ball has gone wide. That was late from Finnerty, and the free has been given. Finnerty known to do some crazy things on the field of play, and that was right up there with them. Stood his ground, and in fairness it was a great run by Fergal Matthews, resulting in the free, and Finnerty's being spoken to by the referee. Perhaps the first yellow of the contest coming the way of the Army man. Yes indeed, David Finnerty. Superb physical condition. Well, he's nothing else to do all day. Why wouldn't he be? The free kick
once he turned his man Sean and he was going at goals, Finnerty had to go and meet him, and
point conceded. Barry Grant firing it over, and Carndonagh back to within 4 points once more, 1-6-5. Paul Kane has got to fire this one back out the park. Beautiful afternoon for football. You really couldn't get better. Nice and mild here, the breeze negligible, and Kane puts the tee on the ground as Father Teddy watches on. Paul then working in Enniskillen, where I believe he's got every young fella, or most young fellas in Ballyshannon, looking for work, a job in fairness. And out to the flank he goes with it. Dorian in a tussle there with Matthews once more. Well run by Kieran O'Callaghan. Ronan Drummond cuts out the danger. Granahan now, strong young player. Perry, well intercepted there by Aidan O'Callaghan. Drummond and Granahan both tackling. Free kick won by Fergal Matthews. Out the far side he goes. Good Carn attack. Corner forward once more. Grant, but that's a great block by Michael Ward. Loughlin now. Still the only forward to get on the score sheet for Aodh Ruadh. He's trying to rectify that, I suspect, this half. Blake to Travers. 3 minutes on the stopwatch in this second half. Travers goes on a kind of a long run to nowhere. McInerney comes out. McInerney's won rather a soft free there, but I'm sure the Aodh Ruadh backroom team won't be complaining. A kicking chance now for McInerney. Well, he put the last one about 20 foot wide. This one's a little bit easier. Taking his time, studying. A few hops from the ball, that's 3 hops. This is the meticulous routine that Johnny Wilkinson has studied before England test matches.
This will go over, Sean.
I doubt it, Mick. Oh, he has. He has. How did you know? Have you seen this match before?
Fully confident of that man, fully confident of him.
His father Ronan used to kick them sweetly. Like father, like son. Jermid pops that one over, making amends and silencing the commentary team. Here goes Shane Gibbons once more, beaten once today, the big goalkeeper. Ryan Granahan along the ground, unlucky in the timing, can't complain about the decision. Father Raymond watching on as that's driven out into the centre. Good ball it is. Here goes Sean McLaughlin off to Fergal Matthews. He's been dangerous in the second half, taking a few heavy bangs, and that's good from Matthews. Carndonagh point. 4.5 minutes into the second half. And they're back to within 4 points once more, 1-7-6. And well, anyone who thought Aodh Ruadh might run away with this has been a good performance. Kane then with another kick out. Preparing after that Fergal Matthews point. Matthews is again in a tussle for possession from the kick out, but Rion Trainer's done really well. Good young player. Forward to Granahan, but O'Callaghan punches that one away from Granahan. An Aodh Ruadh line ball, there you see all the brains behind this operation. Trainer to take. Mick.
Second ball, Ryan.
Next one. Good lad, Jeremy.
It's important to keep the 5 points, Sean. It's important to keep the 5 points ahead, and there's the 4 ahead there.
4,
now.
yeah.
We just don't want to be giving away any silly frees and conceding too many scores. This game's far from over.
Here goes the full back, Michael Ward. This is a big run for him. As big a run as he's done all year. Stephen Perry under pressure. Blake's available. Will he pull the trigger? Rounds his man. Now he'll pull the trigger. Looks okay, but not good enough. It's given a wide ball. Barry Travers protesting with the referee. He enjoys protesting with referees. Been known to give some of them a bit of abuse this year, among them poor old John McGlanahy. 1-7 to 6 points. Mick, as a former referee, your take on this abuse of match officials? I can't understand it.
I would reserve my comment at this stage, Sean.
Okay. Sitting on the fence?
Not at all. We're standing in the muck.
Don't get splinters. Granahan spills for Drummond. Drummond has it. There's help there. Thompson not committing to it. Stephen Perry has it. To Travers. Now Loughlin. He's hit from behind. Referee gives the decision the way of Aodh Ruadh. Travers gives it to Perry. Surely there's a foul. No, the ref says no. Carn bursting clear with Shane Kelly. Looking for options ahead of him. Can he find any? Stopwatch reading 7 minutes gone in the second half. Still Aodh Ruadh by 4, 1-7 to 6. The goal coming from Stephen Perry. Here's Barry Travers cantering forward towards Blake. Blake trying to round his man once more. 2 points in the first half. Poor pass. Granahan's latched onto it. Outside to Travers, and the referee gives the decision against the Aodh Ruadh men. And well, Carn have an opportunity to try and counter once more. McInerney tackling. Dermot Doherty on the ball. Loughlin tackling. Thompson has it. Doherty loses it. And it's still there. Doherty's managed to get it back. The rock star, of course, up in Carndonagh. He plays in a band up there. Hence the unusual attire and hairstyle out there. That's a desperate bit of play from the full forward, JJ Doherty. I don't think he's touched the ball only once in the entire game. Definitely in contention for the worst player on the field. But here's another, Barry Travers. Here's Perry taking his time out in the wing, and oh my sweet Jesus, what sort of a kick was that? He's actually hit the goals, but it's a portable goal that was brought in for training purposes. Hard to believe that a man could kick the ball so wide, Mick.
Well, if he had been doing his own thing, I suppose it would have went over, but he was probably following the advice that you've given him when he's evening up in the front garden at the house, and that's where that one came from.
He took the advice I'd given him, Mick. He'd be rounding his man, setting off like a bullet to goal and putting it in the back of the net, but well, he opted to do his own thing there. Martin Goller forward to Stephen, chance to make amends. He's away this time. He has a chance with the left peg. Oh, he gives it off to Blake, and that is crazy stuff altogether. It's kept in play by Blake. The umpire's frantically giving it wide. Aodh Ruadh are playing away.
Should have taken his point. Should have taken his point.
Yeah, the opportunity was there to take the point, or even have a crack with the left peg. Don't see what he was doing, giving it inside to Blake. 1-7 to 6, and the chance goes a begging.
Well, he was in a better position himself, Sean. I thought he should have taken his point.
Well, the last two attacks haven't been particularly kind to this man, Stephen Perry. 26 years of age. Steeped in GA pedigree. Forward it comes. Thompson reaching in there above his opponent. Doherty, good overlap from Traynor. Oh, beautifully robbed. Thompson has a chance, takes a kick in the ankle, but wins the free. Good work from Thompson. He's a little sore. Take his time now, he may need a little bit of treatment. Scholar gets ready. Moya Ferguson rushing in there to tend to the walking wounded, heal the sick. Thompson taking his time. Martin Goller there, getting ready to launch one in. Martin, of course, has retired perhaps more times than Foster and Allen at this stage, but he always comes back out to play a bit of football when the sun's shining. So Goller then, back he goes to Drummond. Drummond back to Goller. Goes long. Blake screaming there, girlishly. Wins the free in. Talked the referee into giving that one. There wasn't an awful lot on it. Slight pull on the arm, but it's a chance. And well, the free takers queuing up here. Travers, McInerney, Blake and Perry can all hit a free on their day. But I suspect McInerney may be the man after converting that last one. Has 2 to his credit. Travers still mouthing in the referee's ear. He just never give up. Father of Emma, wife of Fiona. Bernard J. Travers. Here we go, McInerney. Oh, that's a new thing that he's brought into his kicking routine. He now lets the ball touch his head. Obviously he's learned that must be a good thing to do, and he's fired that one. over the bar. 3 points now for McInerney. 11 minutes into this second half, and the 5-point cushion now 18 to 6. Mick.
That's where the term "head the ball" comes from, Sean. I think you have known that one, yes.
Okay.
But, he has himself a little bit of a wager on himself to score 5 points today, so I think that's 2 he's got.
Are you serious?
Oh yes.
Wow. Is that allowed?
Laid the money on.
Is that allowed?
Ballyshannon is leading bookie, Ballybookies.
Wow. He's got 3 in fact.
Well, he's 2.
Oh, high tackle from Thompson, but Doherty keeps going. This is a good run. Carty comes across. Granahan's also there. None of them get the hit in. And instead it's the corner back shooting, and well, that's why he's a corner back. Aidan O'Callaghan missing the target by some distance. That was a terrible effort. 1-6 to 8 points, and chances 1-8 to 6 points rather, and that was a prime chance for Carn to close the margin. Failed to do so. Mick, the corner back, Aidan O'Callaghan, won't have fond memories of that one.
Well, when you see a cornerback coming up kicking it like that, you can always work out why he's been playing cornerback, but it was a simple tap over the bar, but fortunate enough for Aodh Ruadh that he's missed it. Aodh Ruadh have got to put a few more scores on the board to pull away this game.
Well, their semi-final win over Uris was somewhat similar. They always led, but could rarely pull away from their opponents. This is the county final. This is where they've got to deliver. That's a good one too. And it's Fergal Matthews coming through, and he has a great chance, and really he needed a goal there, but instead he got a point. And Aodh Ruadh defence parted like the Red Sea really. They allowed him run through, and allowed him run through with pace and with panache. And a double substitution coming up here for the Carndonagh men. They're bringing on, would you believe it at this stage, John Tate and Kevin Kelly. We better not say too much about them because they're very close to us indeed.
Come on, Cleaver, come on.
One used to play with the ladies team until this year, and then he decided to join the men's team, Mick. Isn't that the story with young Kelly?
Oh, no,
he did an operation.
We can be comical now in the last 2 or 3 minutes when we're 10 points up, but at the moment that's not happening. We're just back to the 4 again, and these 2 men were late arriving. I just wonder what the 2 superstars that they brought on.
They were late arriving?
Yes, indeed. So it's just tugged out.
Were they waiting on us to collect them? Thompson, no, Loughlin rather, similar to Thompson in physique. Out to the wing, not a great ball to Carty. Carty tumbles over. I don't think they can tell the ref to open his eyes. I think Gary Carty just jumped on the ground there and throws his man over the line. Line ball for Aodh Ruadh, 1-8 now to the Ballyshannon men, 7 points to Carn. And interesting that their 2 men arrived late for a county final and they've now been thrown into the action. I wonder what they can produce. Tate and Kelly have got to turn this around and turn it around rather fast. Time running out for the Inishowen men. Blake's on the ball, taking his time, sussing out his options. He may take a little bit too much. It's to Carty now. Overlap from the wing back. Bursting through, chance to score. Can he deliver it? It hits the upright and goes over. Good score from the Lissaholly man. His father a native of Kinlaw. His mother a native of Ballyshannon. And his grandfather, the late Pat Fannin, used to enjoy the odd game of football. 1-9 to 7 points. And the kick out to be taken by Shane Gibbons once more, and that Blake picking out Carty there. Good link move, Mick, and a score coming off it most importantly.
Well, I'm glad that the management wasn't listening to you in the first half about taking them off anyway.
I just had to take everybody off more or less. 15 subs. They very experienced player, and he's taking his options there today now, and I think if the Ballyshannon forwards, when they get sight of goals, should take points now at this stage of the game. Stephen Perry round the outside, chance to shoot if he takes the chance, and he's pulled it right across the goal, and it's been kept in play by Diarmuid McInerney. Outside towards Carty, he's come into the game in the last few minutes. Blake slips and falls. Pádraig Doherty, out he comes now. Oh, desperate ball from Sean McLaughlin. I don't know what he was thinking there, and he's given possession away. Here's Michael Ward. Out to Diarmuid McInerney. To Loughlin. To McInerney once more. Going nowhere. Inside to Loughlin. Is the captain going to score? It hits the bar. Down to Granahan. He'll score. No! Great save from Gibbons. And it ricochets out to Aidan O'Callaghan. Carn clear their lines. Well, there was a chance there for Ryan Granahan, but unfortunately for him, he couldn't deliver the score. Rion Traynor does well. The referee says Traynor was being held. Travers tangling with a few Carn men. It's going to be an Aodh Ruadh free. I don't think the Carn men quite understood that. Travers now. Cross to Martin Goller. Thompson's available, so too is Traynor. Takes the sensible option, does Goller. Traynor now. And Drummond, sidestepping. Oh, Ronan Drummond, mother of God, what was that? Dermot Doherty comes clear from defence, spilled by Matthews, and Traynor's back on the ball. Traynor clears his lines to Stephen Perry. Missed his last effort at goal. Looking for options inside. Nobody moving. Travers to Loughlin. Loughlin to Blake. Blake falls. Blake touches it on the ground. Bad mistake. Aidan O'Callaghan now. Stopwatch reading, 16.5 minutes elapsed, and Carn sensing that they've got to do it now if they're going to get back into this. 5 points separate the sides. Big substitute getting on it. That man is Kevin Kelly. Outside to Grant. Scored 2 already today. This one dropped short. Kane takes it on the chest. It's now with David Finnerty. Some poor old devil trying to sell Jim McGrath a ticket behind us. That's like trying to get blood out of a stone. More chance of getting money out of him than the taxman. And he failed miserably a few times too. Ball now with Carndonagh's number 20. That man is Shane Kelly. Might get a shot of that, Cahill, in just a minute when play breaks. Jim purchasing that ticket. Won 600 yesterday, I'm told. Here's Barry Travers. To Darian. To Granahan. Aodh Ruadh getting themselves into real trouble here, and that's a soft free on Granahan.
Well, the point on is he left his hand in and he fouled him, so the referee was correct in that decision.
But they're making hard work of getting the ball back down the park, Mick.
They are indeed, yes. And I still think that as we go into the last 15 minutes of this match, that Carndonagh will tire, and if we can get enough ball into the full forward, we can get a couple of scores. It's vital to win this game.
Well, Aodh Ruadh have been treating this final so seriously. They've been training fortnightly, Mick, for this game. Taking it very, very seriously indeed. Blake offloads to Loughlin. He's going to score now. He's put it in the back of the net, and that's surely the winning score for Pádraig Loughlin. That surely sees Aodh Ruadh through to an intermediate reserve title. Well, at some stage Pádraig Loughlin was always going to score. He's been cycling the length and breadth of Ireland in recent years, keeps himself in good shape, and the keeper had no chance with that one. Good move. Loughlin getting on the end of it, a vital goal. It's now 2-9 to 7. Mick.
Well, cycling or not, he definitely got up on his pedals for that one and he put it away. Beautiful left shot to the corner. Carn on the attack again, Sean.
No stopping Pádraig Loughlin that last time, and well, that's an illegal tackle on Kieran O'Callaghan. Pushed to the ground by Thompson, and Thompson apologising, having done the act. Sprayed over to the far side. Dermot Doherty now. Pádraig Loughlin on his tail, working end to end. Good score from the centre half forward. Loughlin's not best pleased. But Carn back to within 7 points again, and I think at this stage Aodh Ruadh manager Stephen Ward might be thinking about making a change or two. See big Joe Watson, man with Scottish blood in him, pacing the line there. Strong competition for places. Of course, the abolition of the third team, meaning that a lot of men had to step up to reserve football, Mick.
Indeed there was, and some of them had to step out of football as well, Sean, as you're well aware of that, yes. And anyway, Carndonagh introducing another big 6-footer here now, number 23, but Collie Shannon have stretched that, and
Conor Fagan, he's a private investigator down in Carndonagh. That's what he does for a living, and well, he's now entering the fray, as it were. 2-9 to 8 points. I do feel that if Aodh Ruadh don't concede a goal here, that this game wrapped up now in the last 10 minutes. Barry Grant being taken off the field with just 10 minutes remaining, and he gets a well-earned round of applause. He's helped himself to 2 points and put in an honest shift, it must be said. Paul Kane getting ready, and some Aodh Ruadh players taking water on board out in the centre of the park. You'd have to wonder that some of them could be thirsty, but they're taking water anyway. 2-9 to 8 points. They'll be taking more than water this evening, some of them I suspect. Brian McGuinness there making his way off the field. Joe Watson still warming up. He could overheat if he warms up much more. Drummond jumping, Doherty getting up higher. Spills kindly for Kelly. Darian putting in a hatchet man tackle there on him, as Drummond is deemed to have been fouled. His opposite number, Pádraig Doherty, the Carn centre half back, knocking the ball away from him. Man missing here today, of course, is Gerard Ferguson. Doesn't go to matches now anymore, Mick, unless they're in Sligo.
So I think that there's even rumour circulating in the last 6 or 7 days that he could be transferred to a club in the Strandhill area. But
well, good luck to them, I say. Good luck to them. In that case, it would certainly be a case of Aodh's loss is Strandhill's loss as well.
We'll certainly inform the listeners of any upgrade on that in the next 10 minutes.
Yes, indeed. 9 minutes remain. 8 points for Carndonagh. 2-9 for the Aodh men. And Thompson getting ready. The linesman coming in to indicate where the free kick is to be taken from. Stephen Ward parting with the paperwork there. Hopefully he'll be parting with 50s, buying drink later on this evening. That's what Barry Travers is hoping, as Joe Watson comes into the action. And well, who's going to make way? Watson wearing 21. And Aodh have 16 men on the field. This is crazy stuff. And Stephen Perry looks like he's being called ashore. Yeah, Stephen Perry making way and Joe Watson going in. We might grab a couple of words with Stephen later on. We'll not interrupt as he makes his way to the dugout. And Martin Goller then to take this line ball. Well, it's not a line ball at all, of course, it's a free kick from the 45. Gives it towards Lachlan, the captain. Strictly come dancing star of last Saturday night, himself and Elaine McClune. Moves like Jagger. Here's a man who doesn't quite move like Jagger. Moves more like, well, I could think of something really unkind to say, but I wouldn't do that. That was awful stuff from Joe Watson, really. What was he thinking? Jumping around like a demented mole as that ball is sent forward. Carnman bursting through. Michael Ward tackling hard, and the referee gives a rather soft free. I think there's a little bit of sympathy attached to that one, Mick. 7.5 minutes remaining.
A soft one. I thought he got the hand in and tackled correctly, but the referee didn't read it the same way, and that's a little bit more further removed from it than the referee. But hasn't been a difficult game for him to referee.
No, one yellow card. That went to David Finnerty for a big hit on Carndonagh's wing half forward, Fergal Matthews. Here's Pádraig Doherty, centre half back. Scored 2 already today, 1 from open play, 1 from a free. That's hopped down off the post, and well, for a second there was real danger. Stephen Doherty, had he been a little more alert, could have pulled on that and put it in the back of the net. Instead, Aodh's captain comes away with it.
Total confidence in Paul Kane, even if he'd have got it.
Absolutely, he would have worked something or pulled something out of the bag, as it were. McInerney to Lachlan to Goller. Low ball inside towards Watson, and Joe caught napping. A bit early for him to be napping, given that he's just in about 40 seconds. Here's Pádraig Doherty. Travers pulled out of the tackle. Pádraig Doherty sending it forward. Hops over Traynor. He's rescued here by Kelly. A substitute who came on. I don't think he's quite worked out what way he's playing. This is an awful footballer, this guy. And well, eventually wins a free, having regressed all of 30 metres back down towards his own goal. Here's Pádraig Doherty. He looked for a score, having missed the last one, and again he hits the upright. Would you believe it? Twice in a minute. And surely the penalty's going to be given. Yeah, the referee, oh, it's wide, or is it a penalty? He's giving the penalty. Well, a very nonchalant way of giving that. He didn't bother moving in to see what exactly was happening. But certainly 3 Aodh defenders converged on the Carndonagh attacker. Between them, they fouled him as Dermot Slevin gets ready to enter the action. 24 minutes into the second half, and would you believe it, they're calling Barry Travers ashore after some 54 minutes of action. No, Thompson's coming ashore. Travers moves into the middle of the field, and Carndonagh have a penalty. Dermot Doherty to take amidst all the hubbub. 1-on-1 with Kane. It's in the corner of the net. Kane is beaten. And well, I think Paul Kane thought if he ran towards the kicker there, it might work better than diving. An unusual strategy from the goalkeeper. Nick?
Well, to be fair, it took a penalty to beat him, and he's been a great steward for the stalwart player, goalkeeper for the Aodh down over the years. Took a penalty to beat him. As long as he doesn't let any more in now in the next 5 minutes.
Travers is in the middle of the field now, so that means that somebody else is marking Pádraig Doherty. He probably won't see as much of the ball. Dermot Doherty, 5 minutes of stoppage time plus 5 minutes left plus stoppage time, I should say. And Carndonagh back in it, 4 points in it again now, Mick, and this is right in the melting pot with 5 minutes to go. You can surely conjure up 4 points in 5 minutes as Brian Dorian puts his body on the line. And Dorian protesting his innocence there. He's not pleased, but Aodh are getting themselves into a tangle in this whole final. Laughlin's goal is important now.
Well, the both goals, and it's about us not conceding anymore, I suppose, Sean. And we did say that on a couple of occasions. If we can keep a clean sheet, I don't see Cairns scoring 4 or 5 points to win this game, but I can see them maybe putting pressure on for a second goal.
Well, they've put a lot of men in around the edge of the square, and this one's going to be lofted in high on top of them. Finnerty's come to try and get it. He was pushed in the back. Referee says play on, and they're still on the offensive. Perhaps perhaps looking for a second penalty. Out to Matthews, he's their best forward. He'll go for the score off the left peg, and there's real danger. Kelly fumbles it, and still they come forward, and it's driven clear. Relief in the Aodh Ruadh defensive quarter, because by oh my, they're making hard work out of getting this one out the park. Ronan Drummond's got to be decisive. It's given to Slevin. He's just come in for Thompson. To Trainer now. That's a good sensible 60-metre kick. Watson comes. Oh, almost took his mark. Loughlin's on it on the outside. Loughlin wrestles a Carndonagh to the ground, and Aidan O'Doherty in there. Joe Watson coming across. There's a little bit of nasty stuff now, which is kind of silly, because Loughlin was the aggressor. Carndonagh still going for the goal at the other end. Fergal Matthews turns and slots it over the bar. That's his third point, and they're back to within a goal. Would you believe it? 3.5 minutes of normal time remain, and there'll surely be a few minutes for injuries.
Yes, that'll have a huge bearing in the last few minutes of this game now, how much the referee will add on, but Aodh Ruadh can blame nobody, only themselves. They had the game 8 points up at one stage, and they didn't put away decisive scores going forward, and these missing of those scores would be will come back and haunt them, and hopefully not in the last 4 or 5 minutes. There will be 2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, beautiful afternoon for Gaelic football here in Convoy. Happily sideline for the second half out of the swamp. Free kick then, or it can be a kick rather. Matthews' last point, bringing it back to within 3 points. 1-9 to 2-9. Aodh Ruadh's goals have come from Stephen Perry and Porrick Loughlin. The Carn goal, a penalty effort from Dermot Doherty, slotted to the corner of the net. McInerney has 3, Gareth Blake has 2, Ryan Granahan and Barry Travers point apiece, as is Ronan Drummond and Gary Carty. Out in the centre of the park, leaping high is Dermot Doherty once more, and he's bursting through the centre. He's given it off to Kelly. He's pulled down by Rion Trainer, and Carn are slowly but surely finding a way back into the contest. There's 2.5 minutes remaining. The Carn manager telling his players to put it over the bar. No need to go for a goal just yet. Maybe his watch is operating on a different frequency to ours, but is there time? You would think not, but Porrick Doherty's the man entrusted to take the kick. 2 to his credit today. He's under orders to send this over the bar to make it 1-10 to 2-9. He'll do it, I suspect. He does it, and it's now a 2-point game with 2 minutes remaining.
It's about getting up the field here now, Sean, in the last few minutes, and putting them back on their back foot and scoring here now. We need to score badly, and we haven't looked like that in the last 5 minutes. We've got to go at them.
And the chances have been there when you consider what's been missed in the first half. This is a position Aodh Ruadh really shouldn't be in, but they're in it nonetheless. Here's Dorian down the far side.